Hello everyone. Today we're going to practice solving one-step equations. Alright, look at the first question. I have y plus 6 equals 20 and I want to find what y is. So we're going to solve this using inverse operations. Okay, so remember this everyone. When you solve this kind of problem, your goal is isolating the variable. So we're going to isolate y. Okay, to isolate y, what you have to do is removing plus 6. To remove plus 6, we're going to subtract. We're going to do an opposite operation, inverse operation of adding 6, which will be minus 6. So plus 6 and minus 6, they're opposite, they're inverse operation. They cancel out. Y will be isolated, and I have 20 minus 6. Then 20 minus 6 is 14. So this is the answer. So I want you to write it down. Your goal. Isolating x or y or z. Isolating the variable. So that's your goal. Next question. I have x minus 10 equals 12. I want to isolate x. To isolate x, I have to get rid of minus 10. What's the opposite of minus? That is plus. So to cancel minus 10, I'm going to add 10 on both sides. Okay, then this will be cancelled and x will be isolated. I have 12 plus 10. The answer will be 22. Alright everyone, remember this. Whatever you do on one side, you're adding 10 on right hand side. You have to do the same thing on the other side. You're adding 10. You're doing the same thing on the left hand side. Okay? Whatever you do on one side, you have to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, next question. I have minus 12 plus z equals 15. So what's our goal? That is to isolate z. So I want to isolate this. And look at this number, negative 12. What's the opposite of negative 12? That is positive 12. So you're adding plus 12 on both sides. All right, this will be cancelled and z will be isolated. You can keep the sign or you can omit the sign. So 15 plus 12 becomes 27. So the answer is z equals 27. All right, next. Here I have 2 plus n equals 16. So everyone, this is important. What's the sign of 2? Sign of 2 is not this. Sign of 2 is hidden. That is positive. So when you have no sign in front of a number, you always need to consider that you have hidden positive sign in front of the number. All right? So you have plus here. All right. So to isolate n, we're going to subtract 2 from both sides. Then I have, this will be cancelled. I have n equals 16 minus 2, which is 14. All right, look at number 5. You have negative a plus 4 equals 14. So your goal is isolating a, right? So first, to isolate a, we're going to get rid of plus 4. So what's the opposite of plus 4? That is minus 4. So we're going to do the same thing on both sides. So this will be cancelled, and I get negative a equals 14 minus 4, which is 10. But we want to know what a is, not negative a is. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply negative 1 on both sides. So remember, whatever you do on one side, you have to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so negative 1 times negative a. When you have negative and negative, when you multiply negatives together, it becomes positive a. 10 times negative 1 becomes negative 10. Therefore, a equals negative 10. All right, next question. M minus 5 equals negative 10. So what's our final goal? Our goal is to isolate m. To isolate m, we have to do an opposite operation, inverse operation of negative 5. So let's add 5. Let's add 5 on both sides. And this will be cancelled. M will be isolated. Negative 10 plus 5. So negative 10 plus 5 is negative 5. So this will be the answer. Okay, so I solved the 6 questions from the first page. So I want you to finish the rest of them. And we're going to move to the next page. Multiplying and dividing. So we actually practiced these questions last class. Okay, let's do number 19 together. So everyone, remember, when you have a number and a variable, what's hiding in between 2 and x? Right, it's multiplication. So 2 times x equals 16. Okay, our goal is to isolate x. To isolate x, we have to get rid of multiplying 2. To get rid of multiplying 2, we are going to divide both sides by 2. Both sides by 2. So you use either division sign or division bar. So division sign and division bar are the same. So 2 times x divided by 2 equals 16 divided by 2. So you're doing the opposite of multiplying 2. This will be cancelled and x will be isolated. 16 over 2 is 8. So the answer is 8. And I have 15 equals 3t. So everyone, what's hiding in between 3 and t? Multiplication. So that is, if you rewrite it, that is 15 equals 3 times t. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to isolate t. So to isolate t, I am going to divide both sides by 3. So divide by 3, divided by 3. Or you use a division bar, they're the same. 15 divided by 3 is 5. And multiplying 3, dividing 3 will be cancelled. You have t isolated on right hand side. On the right hand side, you have t isolated. The answer is 5. Okay, next question. K over 2 equals 6. Okay, everyone, what is this? So this is division bar. What is this operation? Division, right? So what I want to do, if you rewrite it, is k divided by 2 equals 6. So our final goal is to isolate k. So to isolate k, we have to do an inverse operation of dividing 2. What's the inverse operation of division? That is multiplication. So multiplied by 2, multiply 2. Alright, then this will be cancelled. And k will be 6 times 2. That is 12. So the answer is 12. Alright, next question. Negative 3h equals 27. So negative 3h. Again, negative 3 and h. There's a hidden multiplication. 27. So we're going to get rid of multiplying 3 by dividing both sides by 3. Dividing both sides by 3. So this will be cancelled. H will be isolated. So everyone, 27 divided by negative 3. Is it positive or negative? Positive divided by negative becomes negative 9. Alright. So I'm going to solve up to 22. I want you to try the rest of the problems here. Okay?